How you guys doing? This Fanatic Philly fan, coming at you guys with another video. I want to give a special shout out to P. Dot, man. He's a Philly YouTuber. He's a Philadelphia Eagles YouTuber, man. So he subscribed recently. I want to support him, man, because he supported me. I know a lot of people make videos. I'm from the West Coast, so I'm already behind in time, and I was really busy today with a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna keep it, short and sweet, because a lot of people have already said what I've said, and a lot of Eagles people already seen videos and know what happened. But I did watch all the games, both Green Bay and the Eagles game, and I must say, we played the Jets. Correct. We were supposed to win that game. No BS. That ain't nothing special. We were supposed to win that game, and we did. And our defense had 10 sacks, and our offense didn't really show up all the way. I'm not going to say it was horrible or terrible, because we did. What I did like about our offense, we were balanced, and Doug Peterson stuck with the run. I feel like altogether, we got 100 yards. I think we got 100 yards rushing altogether, but it was a tough 100 yards, and we didn't really run consistently all the time, but we did call a very even game. We did run and we did pass, and we did just enough. I liked on our first possession, we came out, we scored right away, and then Jordan Howard punched it in for a 1-yard touchdown. And then after that, we're kind of dead for a couple of possessions, and then that Zach Ertz touchdown. And at that point, when Carson Wentz threw the Zach Ertz touchdown, he was 9 for 9 in the red zone scoring. That's the biggest streak in the league. Just to let you guys know, they pointed that out. I thought it was a great stat, and I was thinking, man, damn, Wentz, man, is money in the red zone. He really is. Once he gets inside the 20, it's over. He's coming away with points. You know what I mean? Most of the time, touchdowns. And we didn't get inside the 20 enough. We got up to the 45. We got to the 30 plenty of times. We left points on the board. Way too many penalties, man. Every game this year, our offense has had 5 or more penalties every game. I'm getting tired of this, man. We have veterans. Most of our people on our line have been our linemen for 4 or 5 years. You should know this league by now. Why are we having so many penalties? Why aren't more Eagle YouTubers talking about this? And my keys to the victory, or not keys to victory, and my must do's, that's my new segment, is must do's, because everybody's doing keys to victory. So I want to be different. I call it the must do's. And my must do's for us to win, I said, hey, man, we're going to have to run the ball and pass the ball and be effective on both ends. And I feel like Doug Peterson called a very fair game as far as running and passing. But I also said we couldn't have a lot of penalties. And once again, a lot of penalties, man. I don't understand this. Why do we have so many penalties every game? This is our 5th game, and every single game, our offense alone has had 5 or more penalties. That is ridiculous, and that is unacceptable. We're hurting ourselves. And it's like I hear Doug Peterson, Carson Wentz every week. Yeah, we just got to not put ourselves in 3rd and long, and make sure we're in the third show. Yeah, you say it every week, but why haven't you done it? Even the games that our offense was good, we still have had a lot of penalties. That kills you. That is something that you can help. That's you shooting yourself in the foot. And I'm tired of Eagle YouTubers not talking about it, man. I guess I'm the only one talking about it, because, no one else talks about it. No one else mentions it. And it pisses me off. And it gets on my nerves when I see somebody have a 7, 8, 13, 20-yard play, and then we're holding. Or, it's legal hands to the face. Or neutrals on infraction, which we get a lot. I was very proud of our defense, though. Speaking of defense, you know what I mean? I was very proud of our defense. 10 sacks against anybody is tremendous. Remember when the Dallas Cowboys 2 or 3 years ago, Chaz Green got beat so many times, you know what I mean, against Atlanta, and they had 6 sacks. Everybody was talking about the line, and everybody was on the Cowboys. But we have 4 more than 6. I don't care who you're playing. It could be the Giants, Miami, Redskins, the weakest teams in the league. Your defense has 10 sacks. That's crazy. And we had double-digit sacks by 3 or more people. That's crazy, man. Crazy. So give it up to the defense, man. Yeah, we play the Jets and people are going to poo-poo it, but at least we're not like the Cowboys thinking that, saying Carson Wentz an MVP just because we beat them, a weak-ass team. or that we have the number one defense because we beat a weak ass team. No, we were supposed to go in there and dominate. But guess what? I'd like to see another team put up 10 sacks. I'd like to see another team put up 7 sacks this year. It won't happen. So I guarantee 10 won't. Maybe 7. 10 won't. So I'm just saying, man, give credit where it's due. 10 sacks is tremendous. And our defense had, 3 or 4 takeaways. I think 4 takeaways and 2 scoring takeaways. That'll get the job done. And our offense scored twice on offense. Our offense could do better than that. Our offense, if it plays like that against the Vikings, it's a wrap. Now, let's get to the elephant in the room because everyone knows the Eagles game and how that turned out. And a lot of people talked about it. But I got a lot of stuff that a lot of people didn't say about this, game. Every sports analyst was taking Green Bay to lose because of the run. I knew Dallas wasn't going to be able to run on these dudes that much because Aaron Rodgers owns them and they'd be playing catch up, right? And that's exactly what happened, man. That's exactly what happened. Go to my last video when I told you guys that they were going to lose. I told everybody that they were going to lose to Green Bay. And no one believed that they were going to lose to Green Bay. But guess what? Because we exposed them on the run game. But they had extra motivation. They lose at home, which never really happens. Aaron Rodgers makes sandwiches and eats them at that stadium and then goes out there and balls on them before every single game. The last 10 games they played. He's owned them. So I already knew what was up. And I'm just so happy, man. 2 times in a row they play a good team and you see what happens. They could never beat Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau on his home court down 10. They couldn't do it. They ain't got the heart. They ain't got the backbone. Now they did have a little comeback and made it a 10 play, but it was garbage time. Everybody wasn't playing their hardest. Everybody was playing soft coverage. Come on now. Don't make it seem like they were trying that hard. You could just tell by the tackling and sloppy, by the soft coverage. And yeah, receivers are getting open receivers were getting open all game, but the last 21 points they scored were all garbage touchdowns. So yeah, they didn't give up. Yeah, they battled at the end and rallied. But y'all ain't beating no good team. I always say, every time I talk about the Cowboys, when you guys play a good team, you lose. Every time. It ain't nothing new, man. It ain't nothing new. I really know the identity of the Dallas Cowboys almost than I do the Eagles sometimes. I swear, man. Just listen to me when I'm telling you guys about the Cowboys, man. I'm not wrong about this team, man. When they go against a good team, they rarely win. I'd say 1 in 3 times when they go against a good team, they pull off a W. And they win against the Saints with Teddy Bridgewater. Do you think the Eagles would have lost to the Saints with Teddy Bridgewater? I really don't. As bad as our secondary is, I really don't believe that. I have no way to prove it. But you know what? It's all about this right here, baby. We up, man. We're tied in the division. All of that hoo-haring about Dak being an MVP candidate is over. Did you see Jerry Jones? That thing on Twitter, Jerry Jones saying, come on, Dak, when he threw the 3rd interception. Now, Dak turned down all this money. You still turned down all this money? You got to be smart sometimes, man. When you try to be greedy, sometimes God has a way of coming back and biting you in the ass. You try to be greedy and get the most. You don't deserve to be the highest paid, Dak. You don't. You don't deserve to be the highest paid. Jerry Jones knows it. Why you think you ain't got a contract yet? And if you go out here and you lose, because y'all beat the Jets, but if you go out there and lose after you guys beat the Jets, it'll just prove that you're average and you can't beat good teams. Especially, guess who you got after that? Us. So if you lose at home to us, your contract's in jeopardy, homeboy. You might get franchise tagged. And I'll be the first to say it. I might be the first one on. If you guys lose to us twice and you don't make the playoffs, you might not get that contract. You might get franchise tagged. Because look, Smith, I'm going to tell you another hot take that I'm the first one to talk about. Tyron Smith, they give a lot of money to. Yeah, it was a deal, but it's still a big chunk of money. He ain't doing nothing. Ezekiel Elliott, it's not all his fault. His line's been shit. But they're all top paid on that line. A lot of money. Ezekiel Elliott, $100 million. A lot of money. Amari Cooper. He deserves his money, honestly. But he did drop a pass for interception. But he deserves his money. But he's hurt, honestly, in my opinion. And he's still out there balling. I got to give it to him. But he's going to want his money. And he deserves it more than Dak, in my opinion, the way he's playing. Jerry Jones is already seeing his fruits of his labor as 2 of the 3 people he's going to have to pay ain't paid off. You would think he's going to rush to pay Dak the most out of all of them when he's the least talented out of all of them? All of them players I just named, he's the least talented. Do you think that he's really going to give Dak Prescott the most money? If Dak Prescott has a porous year against good teams, he's going to get franchise tagged. You heard it here first from Fanatic Philly fan. Just so y'all know, man. And I'm just being real. And that's my hot take. If he keeps losing to good teams, he might get franchise tagged instead of getting that deal. And if he gets a deal, it definitely won't be the highest paid. It'll be somewhere right around Carson Wentz, maybe under. I don't even know if he'll get Carson Wentz money. But you won't set the market. He ain't worth it. So, he loses to good teams. Dak Prescott. And Ezekiel Elliott ain't the same back. I don't know if there's people figuring him out. I honestly think it's his line, man. His line's looking trash. His line's not looking like that line. I mean, they're looking okay at times, but that's against trash teams. Any good team, they're not looking good. He ain't going to look good against us either. We're going to hold him under 100. You heard it from me first. We're going to hold him under 100. Y'all better beat the Jets because you're going to get that L and you're going to go down too. You know, we better beat the Vikings because y'all got an easy game. Just like, you know, we had an easy game. Y'all had a hard game. Well, it's vice versa next week. We got a hard game against the Vikings. They're a good opponent in their house. They're way better than the Jets. So we're going to have to get that W. And y'all better beat us at home, man. What you want, but you better. For now, Philly fan out.